Welcome to Concrete Block, the podcast where we dive into the latest news and trends shaping our world. I'm your host, Walter. Today, we're taking a closer look at the global economic landscape, which has been significantly impacted by recent events in the Middle East. The conflict in Iran has led to a substantial increase in oil prices, affecting economies worldwide. This surge has prompted central banks to reconsider their monetary policies. The European Central Bank, for instance, is contemplating raising interest rates as soon as their next meeting to combat inflation, which has been pushed upward by the war. Similarly, the Bank of England has signaled its readiness to act against rising inflation, with traders betting on a potential rate hike in the coming months. In the United States, the Federal Reserve has decided to hold steady on interest rates for now, but has indicated that it will closely monitor inflation and adjust its stance accordingly. The situation is being watched carefully, as any misstep could have far-reaching consequences for the global economy. Meanwhile, countries like China are experiencing a shift in their economic outlook due to the rising oil prices. After a prolonged period of deflation, China might exit this trend sooner than expected. However, it's unclear whether this change will benefit the economy overall, given the context of manufacturing gluts and sluggish consumer demand. We're also seeing mixed reactions in emerging markets. Some countries, like Ghana, have seen their stock markets rally as foreign investors reassess their investments amidst global uncertainty. Others are facing challenges as they navigate the complexities of a war-induced economic shift. As we continue to monitor these developments, it's essential to consider the multifaceted nature of this crisis and its potential long-term effects on global stability and economic growth. The situation is fluid, with new information emerging daily that could alter the course of events. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Concrete Block. Welcome back to Concrete Block. We're diving into a complex issue that's affecting farmers and the global economy. A perfect storm of supply chain disruptions, affordability concerns, and shifting demand is impacting the phosphate market. Phosphate is a critical component in fertilizers, and its scarcity can have far-reaching consequences for food production. As we explore this story, it's essential to consider multiple perspectives. On one hand, farmers are facing tough decisions about which crops to plant, given the high costs of nitrogen-based fertilizers. Some are opting for soybeans over corn, which could lead to a decline in phosphate use. On the other hand, phosphate producers are struggling to meet demand, citing supply chain constraints and affordability concerns. The situation is further complicated by geopolitical tensions, including the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. The war has driven up oil and gas prices, affecting the production and transportation of phosphates. German Chancellor Friedrich Merz has spoken out against the MAGA movement, while also planning to engage with U.S. President Donald Trump on issues like the war and energy crisis. It's crucial to approach this topic with nuance, recognizing that there are no easy solutions. As the global community navigates these challenges, it's essential to prioritize fair and balanced discussions. The fate of food production, economic stability, and international relations hang in the balance. Welcome back to Concrete Block. As we wrap up today's show, let's take a closer look at the recent South Australian election results. The outcome has been nothing short of historic, with Labor securing one of its strongest mandates in the state's history. Premier Peter Malinauskas' party achieved a primary vote of around 38%, while the Liberals suffered a dramatic collapse, plummeting to approximately 19%. But what's equally notable is the rise of One Nation, led by Pauline Hanson, which garnered about 21% of the primary vote. Now, it's essential to acknowledge that this shift in the political landscape may have significant implications for the country as a whole. One Nation's strong performance could be seen as part of a broader national trend, where voters are increasingly turning away from traditional major parties. Pauline Hanson herself has declared that this result is just the start, and that there's an undercurrent of people seeking change. On the other hand, Liberal leader Ashton Hearn has conceded defeat, describing the outcome as a tough night for his party. The Liberals will undoubtedly need to reflect on their strategy and performance, considering the dramatic loss of votes in suburban Adelaide and regional centres. As we analyze these results, it's crucial to remain neutral and consider multiple perspectives. While some may view one nation's rise as a sign of discontent with the political establishment, others might see it as a concerning development. Meanwhile, Labour's victory could be seen as a testament to their effective governance and policies. Ultimately, the South Australian election serves as a reminder that the political landscape is constantly evolving. As we move forward, it's essential to stay informed and engaged, considering the complexities and nuances of our democratic system. That's all for today's Concrete Block. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay informed.